Call of Duty have just released a new trailer for Modern Warfare 3. They've called it the Makarov Reveal trailer, and it reveals Makarov. It does what it says on a tin. But aside from the live action stuff, there's actually some gameplay in here as well, some kind of in-game cinematic stuff like that. So in this video, we're going to break down and try to analyze every little snippet from the in-game stuff that we possibly can. If you enjoyed the video, if you find it interesting, don't forget to like and subscribe, but let's get started. So it opens up in some kind of Russian prison, and we can see Makarov kind of being led by guards, but he's in the front, so I do wonder if maybe, you know, he's meant to be showing that he's the boss of this place, and you see some other prisoners looking kind of scared of him and stuff like that. It's very, very dark in this prison. I don't think that'd be a good idea for a prison. But I'm assuming this is his kind of origin story, that, you know, the Russian government has arrested him and locked him away, but somehow he's going to get out and lead some kind of uprising of ultra-nationalists. I think that's what was going on in Modern Warfare 2 and 3, wasn't it? And then we see this kind of icy area. Now, in Modern Warfare 2, obviously, we had that level where we had all the snowmobiles and stuff like that. It might be something connected to that, or it could be that maybe the prison is somewhere icy and these people are coming to break him out. We see people drilling and planting an explosive on the underside of some ice, so these people are underwater, and then planting an explosive to get out of the ice. You see him blow up there. One really interesting thing that stood out to me straight away is that this is in the first person, and you don't often see cutscenes in the first person, so maybe this is a gameplay thing. It kind of looks like gameplay, like when you look at the models and you look at the seaweed and stuff like that. This might be our first look at gameplay from Modern Warfare 3, like something that you're doing in-game. So maybe there'll be a mission where you're kind of going under a frozen lake or a frozen river or something like that, setting an explosive and going up. If this is in-game, that explosion looks really cool. I have to say, like in Warzone 2, the underwater explosions look really, really good. You don't get to see them very often, but they look really cool. That looks awesome. And then you can see another character over there. I'm not sure if we've got any way of telling who this person is, but you've got another character there. And then you can see them sort of like shielding from that explosion. And they got the trucks underneath. So maybe this is like a prison transport that Makarov's being transported or something. And you're like dropping them into this frozen lake so you can exfil with them. You see all of the trucks have gone under there. And a lot of people are getting stabbed there as well. That's kind of horrific. Like some sort of like finishing move or something underwater. There we go. Is definitely sort of hinting, and there's a bit more of this in the trailer, that there's some more underwater stuff going on, which I think is pretty cool. Like the underwater stuff in Warzone 2 is really cool. I thought the underwater kind of maze in the first raid was probably the best bit of all the raids. So pretty cool. I like it. Then back to some live action, just people getting beaten up, but then they see Makarov and they all sort of stand to attention. So it definitely looks a little bit like he's raising an army or something like that in here. I can't read any of this. This is all in Russian. I can't see anything that's like we could tell from that. Although there is a guy in the bottom left, this bald guy. It looks like Jason Statham, but he's in a suit. Maybe he could be someone important. Don't know. Or maybe he's just in prison overalls and I'm reading that wrong. I do love these like prison animated tattoo type things. Then we see a tunnel. Looks a little bit like the Ashika Waterways tunnels, but it's not. Just some other tunnel. So them all escaping. There's a big submarine in the background. Fans of Warzone 1 and my content on Warzone 1 will remember how much I love submarines under ice. But people using these little underwater scooter things, they're very, very cool. Again, I'm assuming this will be something that's in-game. Although this bit doesn't look like gameplay. Like you can see there's some kind of filter over it. I don't know, but I would imagine this is kind of showing that there will be something like that in the game. Then you see someone rappelling up these rocks with like rain coming down. Again, this goes back to now looking more like gameplay. There's none of that soft filter or anything like that anymore. This looks like this could be part of a mission. Cool rain effects. One thing that I really like about the rain effects here is that you don't just have the rain kind of coming down in the sky, but you can also see the water kind of pouring off that person and off the structure there, kind of the rain interacting with different elements in the scene. That's pretty cool. That's a nice little graphics thing. And then a little bit of there, you can see the silenced pistol pulling out. So this is a stealth mission. That in the background looks a lot like a Russian prison. That looks a lot like the Russian prison in Verdansk to me, which I know that's not technically Russia. But anyway, that looks quite a lot like prison, doesn't it? I'm sure someone, maybe I will later try and find a screenshot of the prison from Verdansk. But that looks like the same kind of building to me. I mean, could we be going back to Verdansk? A little bit more on that later. Then a bit more live action stuff. The live action stuff I can't feel is really showing us more. There's just some tattooing tools, some prison tattooing tools.
Force of evil.
very special tattooing tools if they make the tattoos do this. That's very cool. Then we see one of the most interesting shots. I'm streaming this as I film it, and Flynn, who you'll know from, he plays with me all the time when we're playing DMZ, noticed that this is Verdansk Stadium, and not just this looks like Verdansk Stadium. That is the Sparks, which is the Verdansk football team. That is their logo. So we have Verdansk Stadium here, and like this looks like one of the offices that are on fire. Obviously, Verdansk Stadium did have people like go and blow up the roof. That was something that happened in like season 5 of the first year of Warzone. And you know, we've been in there doing various things. We set off fireworks from there if you did a stadium Easter egg. But this is kind of interesting that this definitely is showing a bit of Verdansk in here. And now you have this scene inside the stadium where you can see people getting attacked. Now this obviously brings to mind No Russian. When the live stream for this trailer went up, loads of people were like, oh my god, No Russian, because apparently people love playing through things like that for some reason. It's probably best not to dwell on that. But anyway, it looks a little bit like, you know, it could be an airport with people running through, but you can see the merch booth over there on the left and the pillars and stuff like that. And with the shot just before it being of the stadium burning, I think it makes sense that this is Verdansk Stadium. So I'm guessing we're going to get another mission, maybe a little bit like No Russian, but instead of it being in an airport, it's going to be in the football stadium. Or this could just be a cutscene from the game, like maybe all of this is some kind of flashback to before when Warzone 1 broke out. I think the most exciting thing about all of this is that they are featuring Verdansk so heavily, and there you can see the logo for the Verdansk football team again. So just to confirm, this definitely is in the stadium, this isn't in an airport or something like that. But yeah, it means in some way at least Verdansk is back, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Verdansk coming back to Warzone 2 as well. Here we see a plane crash. I'm not too much sure what we can tell about the area around the plane crash. I'm not sure if people recognize any of these buildings. It looks somewhere kind of dusty. I'm not sure if it's going to be that country where we went to in Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 2 actually. Could be going back there, but we've got a plane crash there. This doesn't look like the plane crash from Verdansk, I don't think. It does look a lot like that Modern Warfare 2019 mission where the helicopter crashes and you go there at night time and have to secure the area. And you can see there's some people, it looks like there's people standing guard around it, a bit like they were in that mission. There you go, you can see them standing guard, you can see them, maybe someone will be able to tell me what that uniform is, even though it's very, very dark. Is that one of the factions in there? But you can see the plane crash in the background there. And people not being saved from that plane crash. That man is very much being thrown into a burning plane crash. That's pretty horrible. Those trees, actually, I don't know if that is somewhere deserty. Like, looking at those trees, I'm not sure. And this is back to the tattooing. And then we get the logo, and it tells us that we're going to get the full reveal on August 17th. So that's the trailer. If you've spotted something that I've missed in this, don't forget to leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.